Hey, it's us.
This is Town Square After Hours,
Episode 3.
episode 3.
Yeah.
And I'm Beth.
I'm Zach.
I'm Paige.
And I'm Caleb.
Welcome, Paige.
Yeah,
Welcome.
first guest.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
first
so
guest.
excited.
It's kind of weird.
It is
It's a
weird.
weird thing. It's a
Sure.
weird thing.
Oh, yes.
I like it though.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. And
Yeah.
like, it's just really easy to do. And like, people do love listening, you know? Like, you could, like, I think you could argue about like I'm sure there's someone out there that's just like, oh, like you're recording your conversations, you're instantly like
A
a
narcissist.
sellout somehow,
Oh.
almost.
Yeah, I get that.
But people like to listen. I love listening to podcasts, and I like talking to you guys. So
Why the fuck not? Just
Yeah.
combine them.
exactly.
Yeah.
People that love to read books tend to want to write books. People that love listening to music dream of being a rock star. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I love podcasts. Why would I not want to make a fucking podcast?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
So how do we want to start off today?
May I start?
Yes.
Okay, so my topic, to start my topic off, I have brought a special
God.
guest.
Oh.
He gave me a sneak peek.
We already have a guest.
Oh God!
Oh, I hate it. Is that in your bag?
Yeah.
You're carrying that around
Yeah.
like a fucking gypsy lady,
You guys haven't talked about what causes you bad dreams yet.
right?
I've never
I thought
had
you were
one
gonna be
until
like,
now.
hey, here's a cool superhero thing that I've heard about. It's
Hold on.
getting worse. Its face.
Oh, dude, it's detaching. So, for
For people who can't see
yeah,
us, Zach has a somewhat dirty
Somewhat.
mannequin
It's a dummy.
doll.
Like
It's
a ventriloquism
a ventriloquist
dummy. And
dummy.
it is in a horrible state.
but it's really dirty.
Its
and
mouth is
and its
broken.
mouth is all fucked up.
Like its jaw is
Like
loose.
somebody punched it in the face because they were trying to kill it because it's possessed.
Yeah.
I mean, it
So
might be.
Evil demons.
it's
Don't take that home with you. It's gonna murder you in your sleep.
Too late.
Yeah, that's
I've
horrible.
already been murdered in my sleep.
So what the fuck is your topic?
So, this little guy, I got at an antique store in Sioux Falls.
Of course you did.
I like to kill people.
Oh my God.
How much did you pay for it?
$60
Why?
because I like freaking people out.
You spend your money poorly.
So
Horrible.
I keep him in the
A lockbox.
no, I keep him in the underground maintenance tunnels beneath my dorm.
Oh, you're horrible, man.
That's actually a good use
You're
for
too
those.
committed to the horror aspect of
Are you an
this.
evil villain?
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
one bet. Oh shoot!
Like
Oh, that's
the
strong.
like Batman has the evil villain that's like the puppeteer.
Yeah, Scarface.
And he's fucked up and horrible.
I keep getting to see this side. This just protruding temple.
He's got a hole
A
in his
diamond
head.
head.
Was it
No.
run over by a car or something?
No, it just gets. I wasn't exactly the most gentle with it the last time I
Oh,
put
you
it.
did this.
No, not completely. The jaw was already like this, but
It's looking at me.
Where's the hand? Can you even
speaks.
Is
Yeah.
it even a working
oh no,
dummy?
no,
No.
no. It's like there's supposed to be a
I
string.
don't want it to work.
What's there supposed to be?
a string coming out like the back.
So you can move it.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's not. You don't
string?
put your hand in it like a puppet.
No.
You wouldn't.
You do not.
How would
yeah.
you? How would you operate?
Like there'd be a string out the back, and then you would pull it up and
Okay.
down to make the jaw
Oh.
move up and down.
Interesting.
But so I keep him in the maintenance tunnel underneath my dorm building.
That's
Al-
creepy
beca-
alone.
Well, okay, listen, because it's a part of a long tradition. Well, I don't know how long
of
it is.
keeping creepy,
stuff.
broken.
Yeah, we had an expedition to the completely explore all of the tunnels, and what we found was at the very end was a tiny little box that if I remember correctly, it just had all that was in the box was a doll's hand.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna be like a human finger.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And just I think about a half of a dozen dolls just surrounding the box. I could be remembering this miscorrectly because it's
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't.
You don't forget that sort of thing.
Tell us what you saw.
And so we also have a little portrait of two children, like right at the entrance to the tunnel.
What the fuck?
Where is this?
What are you talking
It's like
about?
when you go into. So Hospers has a back entrance, and from that back entrance, there's a little flap that has a tunnel.
Outside?
No, inside.
Inside? But that's even worse.
Like a maintenance
Yeah.
tunnel type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to go in, but
People do?
yeah.
Like in high school, I remember like people dicking around with
Yeah.
that a little bit. Same type of thing.
Now, for the record, I have never been in
He's
any
winking.
tunnel.
He's winking.
He winked at the audio reception device.
I have never once been in the tunnel because that is against the rules. This is all from second-hand stories.
Right.
From authorized personnel.
Okay,
Yep.
so sometime we're definitely going to take this audio into that tunnel and we're going to explore it. And I'm going to be afraid.
We're gonna play the audio in there?
No, we're going to record ourselves going into the tunnel.
No, we're not. We can pretend that we are. All right, guys, I'm going in. This is spooky. I'm
Oh,
not
shoot.
actually going in there.
I didn't even
I
notice
thought you
this.
said you were in there. Or you just heard about it.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
like I remember at Unity at the high
People
school
would talk
in
about
town. Same, they had the same deal.
Oh,
I
oh
think-
Unity does?
Yeah,
That's even
everywhere.
worse.
He's missing a,
I'm sure
he's missing a
they
thumb.
Well, nobody talked about it if
Probably
somebody knew.
down in the hall.
He's missing a thumb. I didn't notice
So,
it before.
like, do you have a question for us?
Okay,
or
so-
are you just trying to terrify everyone?
Let's see your act. Let's see your act. This is Iowa. This is Orange City's greatest. What's that show? What's that show called? America's
Got talent?
Got Talent. This is Orange City's Got Talent.
They did that a couple years ago
Really?
for reals.
Oh, jeez.
Steve was a judge. He did not enjoy it. He told me about it and he was like, I regret doing it.
What is it? What's your act today, Zach?
My topic is what is
Oh, it's even worse. It's just
It's like joining our podcast.
so when I bought this at the antique store, as soon as I bought this, the record player that was playing in the shop starts looping, and the register that was it's like the one we have here at Town Square, just froze for a solid, I think, 2.5 minutes.
what's
but-
your point?
Yeah,
What as recall as best you can
Yeah.
the timing of these events. Was it literally like you handed the cash and suddenly the looping began? I would love to
I think the
paint
looping-
us a picture
Or
here.
when
think-
they entered the item specifically.
I think the
Right.
They
looping
were like
began.
this creepy, haunted
Or like, did you
doll.
walk into this place and they were having trouble with their audio, and then later on,
I think the looping started right when I walked up to the counter.
Okay.
Ah, it's so scary.
And
You summoned
but-
something.
but the owner assured me that there were no less than
3 people that had died previously that owned.
that were housed in the doll. Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
only 3 people in the doll. Inside the doll.
But it's broken.
yeah.
So does the
There's-
whatever we're talking about stay in the doll?
I'd assume so.
Yes. You have to burn it, put it in a velvet lined box, and bury it by a river. Otherwise,
Only 3 previous owners have
that's the
died
only way
and
that you'll get rid of the curse.
captured their souls within the doll.
And
All right.
just a quick tangent. We are going to do an episode on the Island of the Dolls.
Is that a place?
Yes.
Well, then we have to do another episode called Island of the Dogs, which is way happier. And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
just dogs there, and everyone's
Okay.
way happy.
There's
I mean,
also
if we do both,
Snake
then I agree.
Island.
We're
Which
not.
we won't talk about.
No, we're not doing Snake Island. Island of the Dolls, fine. But Snake Island,
I don't know why yours got silent.
Right, what, snakes, evil dolls. I think I'll take the snakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Actually, I wouldn't take the snakes. That's a lie that I've told myself.
But okay, my topic is: have you had any?
Crazy people show us evil dolls once.
You.
Just the one time. And
had-
this is the end of the podcast.
Have you had any brush with what felt like the start of a horror movie?
Oh. Okay, this is a much different question. I thought you were going to be like, do you believe in evil spirits? And I was going to be like,
Like,
That's what I would
has
ask.
there ever been an event in your life where you thought, oh no, this is where my personal horror movie begins?
I feel like I've definitely commented about that and said stuff like that to Caleb, where I've been like, this is what would happen in a horror movie. Like,
Mostly dreams are coming to mind.
Okay.
So not real.
Well,
But
go ahead.
I think when I was little, and this might not be real because,
Yeah.
we have false memories, but I remember having a dream, and upon waking up and looking at my older sister Megan, I remembered how tragic this dream was from the night before. We were playing baseball in the backyard of a neighbor's house, and everyone ages 4, which was myself, to probably ages 8 to 9 or 10,
Yeah.
in my perception at the time, we're playing this backyard baseball.
I love that
And
game.
then suddenly the game turned from, just good humor, good intentions
Yeah.
to like, all right, now whatever the team is that doesn't win has to, you're never going to see them again. And that's what happens in dreams. And that was my sister.
That's terrifying.
God.
That was my sister on the other team. And I'm not even sure at this point I knew how to play baseball in my dream. So dreams are great for that.
Yeah.
You can do things that you can't do in real life. And we were between these 2 long driveways. And the only part I remember is being like, I'll miss you, Megan, my older sister. I'll tell everyone that you cared about them. I'll take up these roles in your life. I'll take
No.
care of your dog. I'll water this plant. But I'll use all your clothes, so this was a nice way of knowing you. Horrifying.
Wow.
Was that what you meant?
Kinda, yeah.
And then the rest of the movie would be like her trying to desperately get her sister back from the spirit world, and it's like really fucked up and terrible. You have to like exchange your sister's soul for something precious, like
Yes.
100 virgin souls,
Or your own soul.
or your own soul,
Yep.
or your most prized possession.
Is this a movie?
I must
Yeah.
bring balance to the backyard baseball field.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow,
Exactly.
there it is.
Thanos just rolls up and, yeah.
He wouldn't do that.
No?
No, he'd be like, "This is great."
He
I'm so
literally
glad that
wiped out
50%
half the
I'm glad that
population."
50% of these children are going to be dead. He'd be like, "I'm fine with that."
Yeah.
Not enough. Like, there should be more.
What if he had gone? What if he snapped his fingers
Oh
and he
shit!
was one of the 50%?
And he was one of the 50%.
Oh.
Motherfucker. Thanos.
Have you
How convenient.
have you gone to that website that tells you whether or not Thanos killed you?
You told me about it,
Yeah.
but no.
I did it.
But how convenient that he
I did
gets
it
to
twice, and I died
survive.
both times. And I was like,
Somebody has to write this down for me.
But that's
great.
God, this is so tangential. Maybe I should just stop right now.
So, your question is:
Yeah.
are there any events in our lives that
That just
have
made you
felt
go-
like, boy, this is a horror movie?
Yeah.
This is how I died.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
But I can't think of them because that didn't happen. I didn't get murdered. I went home and went to sleep.
Well, think of those moments.
Yeah.
Can you? Because I can think of some nightmares like Paige is kind of describing that were horror movie,
Yeah.
like horrifying. Just like I was petrified. I'm struggling to come up with genuine, true, real world moments. That
Or
happened.
like stuff where have you ever had sleep paralysis?
No, but I've
It's terrifying.
yeah, I believe
Yeah.
it.
Or ever been walking down a deserted road in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden you just hear something, you hear a noise from a back alley, and there's no one around but you, and you just think, this is it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
okay.
Yeah. I walk.
had
I
things
walk
like
my
it.
dogs late at night
Yeah.
sometimes, and sometimes during the winter I'll have my hood up and I'll have headphones on, and I'll be
Yeah.
walking along and it'll be snowing, and then I'll turn around and look behind me and be like, "This is how I die." Someone's just come up behind me and just stab me in the back. Like, but it doesn't happen. And also, I mean, I'm with like an 80-pound dog, so like I'm pretty sure she's more aware of my surroundings than I am. So I feel pretty safe.
Yeah.
But I've definitely had those situations where I've like told Caleb, and like, this would be a horror movie. Like one time, I think we drove home from a movie, and it was like foggy, like super foggy, and it was like chilly out, and we like got out of the car, and it was just that like hush over the world. And I was just like, this is how we die. Like, and then you get to like, or anytime I get to my door and I can't find my key, I'm just like, this is how I die. Oh my god! Like I can't get into my house. Yeah,
Yep.
that every time.
See, it's hard for me to recall because like those moments all end in like, I was an idiot. Like, you know what I mean?
I survived. I went home and went to bed.
So it's hard. Like I haven't registered them under like blood curdling, terrifying category in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, because none of them ended with me dying. Or anything.
This topic really fascinates me because oftentimes I am the instigator of those moments for other people.
Okay.
What, you're trying to scare the shit out of people?
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh my god, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
There's this. So I was telling Caleb about this, but there's this game called.
What are you gonna do? Like jump out of a tree at someone?
He established he hangs out in the tree out there.
I know. I'm scared. I'm just waiting until the day now.
So there's this game that is played at Northwestern sometimes called Body Body. Have you heard of Mafia, right?
The card game
Yeah.
Mafia.
No.
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 So everyone gets.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a roll. About maybe 80% of the people are just normal people. There's maybe one or two doctors who can save someone, one or two policemen that can investigate who they think the mafia is, and then there's 3 or 4 mafia. The goal of the mafia is to kill off the rest of the players and not get caught, and the goal of the other players is to find the mafia among them and have them voted off before they're all dead.
Yeah.
Is this a board game or like just
No.
just cards?
It's like the cards.
The cards
tell
just
you
help you.
Oh, okay.
like tell you who you are.
Right.
Like
Okay.
It's
if you're
really sorry.
it's like if you get a queen, that means you're mafia, or
Oh.
yeah.
Weird.
And then yeah.
Interesting.
And then
Okay.
every day, the mafia votes someone off, and if the doctor doesn't choose that person, then they die and they're out of the game.
Oh my god.
It's a
And
great
so-
game.
yeah.
It's a cool game.
Yeah. And so Body Body is the live action version of this game where all the players go into an empty building late at night, turn off all the lights except for like emergency lights.
Right.
And what they do is after everyone gets their roll, they split off and wander the building, and the mafia has to try to kill people by tapping them on the back or shoulder or whatever without being caught by someone else. And then if you're tapped by mafia, you lie down and wait for someone to find your body, at which point they yell "body body" to get everyone else around the same area. And then you vote off one person that you think is the mafia.
Yeah.
And so what I do
Is not play the game.
That just shows up every time and just like
He actually
scares the
kills
shit.
people. They're in the middle of their fun game, and he shows up and he's like, "I want to kill too.
but what I
Come with me, dollmonger."
what dollmonger.
No.
So what I do is, even though I am never ever the mafia, I have a little kit that I'd like to bring to
So
this
you
game.
cheat.
That's
No.
not okay. A kit.
It's a bad start.
My kit
I bring my kit.
My kit includes my phone, which I use to play creepy carnival music on a loop, a kabuki mask in the shape of a demon,
That's
Perfect.
That's yeah.
which is, for those that don't know, a kabuki mask is a Japanese theater mask for plays. And along with that, the doll. And so what I will do is, in these dark hallways lit only by exit signs, I will sprint at people with the music playing, with the mask, and the creepy little doll.
See,
God.
what if somebody clocked you?
I would do one of two things: run away screaming, or just punch you in the fucking face and be like, "Oh,
Has
damn
it
it!"
happened? Has it happened?
No. In fact, what one thing that did happen one time was
Take 'em out.
I found a body. I did nothing, but instead of saying body, no, that time I was the mafia. No, so I was the person that killed off one of the other players.
Story's not adding up.
Sorry,
son.
I'm sorry. But what I did was, after I killed the person, I left the doll on their body and said, "Here, hold this."
And they were like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay with this."
Yeah, they were.
This is a nice voice.
Yeah.
No.
I love it because you're totally like playing your own game in this game verse, this world.
Yeah.
But it's
Very fun.
in the dark.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
See, this is why I never played these games because I hate being scared. Like, I don't want to be scared.
But one time, we were playing with a huge group of people. I think maybe 30 people, 30 or 50, around there. And
a shit ton of people.
yeah, and because we had so many people, whenever we were playing the theater building, and whenever we had someone, whenever a body was found, we'd all, instead of meeting up around the body, we would take the body to the stage and then meet up around there to vote someone off.
Yeah.
But then during one of those times, we look up into the control room, and we see someone wearing all black and some kind of scream mask. We look around, everyone that's playing the game is there,
Someone's trolling you at your own game.
and they just exit the control room, and we never see them again.
Yeah, that's
That's
horrifying.
fucking beautiful. That person is just like, little
They
finger.
one-upped you at your game, don't you think, in a sense?
Kinda, yeah. They're trying to scare the shit
I
out
shouldn't
of
say
the
they
person
one-upped
that's
you.
trying to scare the shit
They
out of
didn't
you.
one-up you. They did the same thing that you did. They took this already sort of eerie
I would love to meet that person.
game, and they were like, I know how to
Yeah.
guarantee that I scare all of them.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is cool. I like it. I like that. I just love people that they come up with shit like that. They're like, I know how to leave an impression.
Deviant, creepy impression.
Yeah, and it was really little effort, right?
They just showed up.
Yeah, and like because I didn't want anyone to know who I was. What I would do is I would get to the building ahead of time and plant my kit inside of a trash can, and then later, as the game
Who
started,
are you? Are you a real person? Are you a figment of our imagination?
I mean, he has established that he wants to become immune to cyanide, and
Yeah, we did talk about that.
and so
I thought it was all caffeine.
No, it's cyanide.
and so when the game starts, I find the trash can, get my stuff, and have at it.
sure. You know what's interesting
Yeah.
is a real serial killer would just use the same rules of thumb that you're
Yeah.
going by.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Zach doesn't want to talk about that.
And yet you want to show off and
Yeah.
tell.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's how we're able to come away from this and trust you. Is that
What?
is that a serial killer isn't just openly
Oh, they're not going to talk about
here's
it.
my
I did this
creepy
tricky
dog.
thing.
No, they're way
Serial killers?
I don't think
They're
so.
way more
No.
careful. They're way more careful than you in every way.
Do you want us to think you're a serial killer? Why are you
Serial-
defending them?
Psychology.
But I mean,
Right?
a lot of serial
True.
the reason why I'm getting defensive is, not the best thing to get defensive about, but a
You
lot
don't want us to rule out the fact
no,
that you
no,
might be a
no. But I'm
serial
saying
killer.
that a lot of serial killers, they want, if it's
They want
some-
recognition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
But they struggle with that balance of
Yeah.
Wanting
of
to be
not straight
recognized
up outing themselves.
and not
Yeah.
and not outing themselves.
They
It's like
want
this
people
game.
to solve the clues.
Yeah.
They want to be the Riddler essentially.
yeah,
And of course, the Riddler's an idiot because eventually Batman's like, someone left a riddle. I wonder who that was. Yeah, a serial killer isn't just constantly going and if I was a serial killer, here's how I would have done it. Let me explain. And I'm crazy. You know what I mean? A serial killer is gonna try somewhat to make it fun,
Sure.
and you're like begging us to assume you are a serial killer. So it's reverse psychology in that, like, I assume like you can't be. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, that's true.
but you're an interesting person. I'll say that.
Such a compliment.
I am impressed that you are so willing to scare people. Because I was telling Zach earlier, have you guys played the game Ghost in the Graveyard? Mm-hmm. You've heard of that
Yes.
at all?
I
It's
can't
kind of tag. It's like a variation on tag.
It's like a mix of tag and hide and seek.
hide and seek and tag. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Okay, but you play it in a graveyard because you're a fucking
You
weirdo.
play it at night. You play it at night is really the fact.
Paige just mouthed she loves it.
I do. I love
It's a good game.
graveyards.
You play it at night is the key thing. You play it in the dark.
Oh.
And I remember playing it. You can play it in a graveyard
Yeah.
if you want. I never did. I just
I lived in Newkirk, so we didn't have any friends there. So.
I thought you
play
were gonna say you
games.
didn't have a graveyard. I'm like, yes, there
No, we
is.
do have a graveyard, but nobody hung out there.
it was her backyard.
Ooh.
Was it?
It just happened to be her backyard.
There-
No, it was not.
All 12 people.
That doesn't remind me. There was this one game that my dorm does every year, where like all the freshmen are driven out to someplace and
Or hazed terribly.
no.
Okay.
They're driven out to like maybe a mile away from the dorm, and they have to get back to the dorm without being tagged by one of the upperclassmen.
Oh.
But when it was my freshman year, we were everyone either was blindfolded or closed their eyes, and we were driven out. We don't know where. We get out of the van, and we're in a graveyard. And I just thought, oh no,
Oh, yeah, that's hazing.
Yeah,
No.
that's hazing.
no, we know. Like
You were blindfolded and you came to in a
In a
graveyard? Yeah, that's hazing, man. Or murder.
no, we know. Like we know what was happening,
Yeah.
and agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed to what aspect of it?
Did you sign a waiver?
Hold on. Seriously, what did you agree to?
We agreed that we were going to play this game where we were driven out like a mile from the place, and
What if you said no?
then you don't play.
But do people hate you?
No. No.
Well, fine.
Did anyone say no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of people.
Are we hazing you now? Is that
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay.
But you agreed
well,
to be
fine.
blindfolded?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
If you
Fair
don't
enough.
if you don't want to be blindfolded, then it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just so that people like have a bit of like it's not they know exactly what route to go, like to like just get back to the dorm immediately.
Gotcha.
In track, we did something similar
Okay.
where they would drive you out and you had to run back.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you weren't like it wasn't like you
Was
didn't
it-
necessarily have a fucking clue exactly how to go back.
Was it
'cause
the
you-
middle of the night?
No.
But I do know of hazing experiences in the Midwest where they drive you out of
Yeah.
town.
The line
That's
between
4 or
what
5
you're
miles.
describing
Yeah.
and hazing is incredibly thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened was everyone is on board. Everyone knows what's going to happen. Everyone is on board with it.
And people can opt out,
Yes.
and they're still
Oh yeah.
part of
Yeah,
the-
for sure.
everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's a vital difference.
Yeah.
Is where like if you're being hazed, it's like you get hazed or fuck you, you're gone.
Yeah.
And you
No.
we'll never let you in.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. But the line is thin, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But go on.
No, that's just we exited the van and it was a graveyard.
What I was gonna say though
Yeah.
is that
Oh,
Ghost
yeah.
in the Graveyard. I remember distinctly playing the ghost during one game.
Mm-hmm.
The person that was it, essentially.
What do you do?
It's like tag and hide and seek.
Oh.
So you tag other people to make them ghosts or whatever. I hardly remember it, but like you hide, try to catch people, and it's in the dark.
Oh. Okay.
That's it. That's the premise of it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember I was like hiding behind some bushes. It was dark.
Oh, you do it outside.
Yeah, we were doing
Oh,
it outside.
oh, okay.
And it was late. It was like a big like sleepover Friday night.
Were you in a
birthday
graveyard?
party thing? No, we weren't in the graveyard. We were in someone's house.
Oh.
But this was like first grade or something. So like
So young.
everywhere felt huge. You know,
Yeah.
like a backyard felt like a football field kind of thing. And I remember I was hiding behind a bush and I was it, and I started to feel terrified because just just the whole tone of the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like people hiding and it's dark and like I'm supposed to be sneaking around and catching people. And I just distinctly remember like I was the ghost, so I shouldn't be scared because I'm not meant to be scaring people. And I just distinctly remember like that like fear setting in on me.
See,
And you're describing like you like went out of your way to like terrify people, and I'm impressed. Genuinely, I am impressed.
I think that's
It's
why
interesting.
I've experienced similar feelings in all of these, but then you have a decision to make. So I'm thinking about one of those decisions, and a very big part of me would just lash out at anything at me in the dark because I'd be like, this is fine. This happens in normal life, just a regular encounter with a human. But if I'm playing a game, my first instinct is like, I have no idea what you can do, and I just want to rip them up.
Yeah.
see, this is like the one reason why I want a gravestone, is so that I can rig up after I'm gone. I can rig up motion sensors, so whenever someone walks by, hands pop out of the ground.
That's pretty
You're a
great.
monster.
That's fucking great.
Thanks,
But
especially all of this for entertainment's sake. I'm just not sitting so well right now.
but is that the core of it though? Like would you call yourself an entertainer?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would probably punch you in the face.
I'd be okay with
Well,
that.
he'd be dead. And that
I'm just punching the ground. Fuck you, Zach.
is, or digging up his grave
I could punch him.
just to get a good solid punch.
I can imagine you like just grabbing the hand, ripping it out of the ground, and then breaking it over your knee.
I hate being scared. I just hate it. So I think I go out of my way to not be scared.
I'm not a fan of being
Preventative scaredness.
Yes, that's why I said nothing after preventative.
I'm with you. I'm not a fan of being scared.
Yeah, like I don't go to horror movies or
And
I
like,
don't know anything like that. I just don't. I don't like it.
I don't scare people when they don't know what they're getting into, you know? Like if you're playing a game where
It's not like you're jumping out of the bushes at random
no.
people walking their dogs.
Like if you're playing a game that's supposed to be, you know, tense and like, you know, spooky, then hell yeah, I'll go all out.
it's already tense and spooky, I guess.
But people have, yeah, already.
Like you're wandering a building and people are being pretend murdered. That's
Right.
yeah, in the dark and with only eerie little red exit signs as the
Yeah.
light. That's already creepy, and people
Yeah,
know
it
that,
is.
and that's what they're signing up for.
Yeah.
And so,
acceptable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, one thing that's coming to mind of your original question is like, was
Oh,
there
yeah.
a moment that you felt like was a horror movie? So, when I used to work at Pizza Ranch
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be there by myself late at night and I'd go out and I'd take like a trash out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there could even be other people there, but you go outside and it's just like quiet. There's no cars, everyone's like gone, all customers. And the trash cans are behind these little like fences.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I like walk back there, and they're like kind of far away. Walk. And there'd be cats that would hang around
Really?
the trash, yeah, the dumpsters, and they'd be inside,
Oh,
or,
jeez.
or birds too,
Dumpster
like
cats.
Birds.
big crows. They'd be inside,
Ooh.
and a couple times it happened that either birds
No
flew
gracias.
out or cats would
cats
leap.
flew out.
Cats flew out on top of the crows.
Wow. What's
But
in
either
that
one,
garbage?
it had to be either way. Like either birds would fly out, or more often than not, it was a cat. And there was like a black cat, and then there was like a, I don't know, like a gray and white cat, or an orange cat, or something like that. And you'd walk out there, and you'd like you'd get close to the dumpster, and this cat would leap out. And I just remember shrieking and throwing my trash in the dumpster and just running away and being like, ah!
Yes.
So you would punch me, but not a cat.
No. I was just startled, but that felt like I was gonna turn around and there's gonna be like a person there. And they're gonna be like, this is how you die.
See, the punch happens once you realize what actually happened.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Right? Like you don't go, You know, the punch doesn't happen at the same time as the scream. At least this is my assumption. The punch happens after you realize this is an asshole trying to scare me.
I think-
and then you punch someone.
I think it's before that. I think
You
it's
think
like when
so?
I'm just scared and
It's
then I'm
just
like,
the
oh my
immediate
god!
reaction.
Yeah, or I just run away. I think that probably would happen more often than that.
See, I think it happens like, ah, you motherfucker, and then you punch him. That's what I think happens.
That's like way more angry. I think my punch would be
that-
before that. It'd be
Okay.
like,
So
I'm
I think-
scared.
I remember sometimes I'd be up late at night at home when I was still living with my parents, and I'd be like brushing my teeth or something, and it's like 1 in the morning, let's say, and all of a sudden my mom would be in the doorway, and I didn't hear her coming, and it would freak me. I would jump. I would jump at the start, and she'd be like, I'm sorry. Like in that moment, somewhere in there is where a punch would happen if it wasn't my mom.
I unintentionally do that all the time.
You scare people while they're brushing their teeth? You're a monster!
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Spit on them.
I just move really
Makes you
quiet.
fresh.
I just move really quietly for someone who's 6'3".
I'm constantly trying to scare Caleb. Yeah, I know, I don't like being scared. But he'll like startle me. I'll be like, ah. And then sometimes I'll startle him and I'm like, haha, I scared you. And he's like, I'm not scared. And I'm like, what does it take to scare a person?
I'm incredibly perceptive, and you're not. So you're scared, and I'm not. And I
don't-
must be way more quiet than I realize I am.
I don't know.
Is a part of it.
Maybe it's also part of it. When I'm moving around the house, the dogs like precede me like a queen ascending the stairs. Like my dogs run up ahead of me, so he just knows
It
I'm
is-
coming.
You need corgis just for like a certain segment of
Like
your life.
6 corgis just
I'm
run ahead of
The
me.
Queen Beth.
Yeah,
I'm just always on alert to some extent.
that sounds exhausting.
I mean,
Yeah.
to just enough. Like I just keep it on. Like let's say it's 1 through 10, like a dial. I just always keep it on at least 1, no matter what.
Sounds
It
exhausting.
doesn't take a ton of energy, but I'm always more aware than like some people are. Some
Yeah.
people just like float through life, and I'm always just a semi-alert.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'll go outside, usually it's when I've like watched something creepy or I've been playing a creepy game, and I'll put my dogs outside, and then sometimes I'll wait outside for them because otherwise they'll bark at shit. And sometimes, like down the street or something, I'll just be like, this would be the time where it's like foggy or something. I just see like a person with like a hat
Ooh, yeah.
and like a raincoat, even though it's not raining. And they just be like standing underneath one street light, and all the others are out or something. And I just be like,
I aspire to be that person.
that's when you're an evil villain,
You're a
yo.
bad person. Yeah. Hey, you want to be a good-hearted vigilante? Liar! You're gonna be Dr. Doom.
Like I want to be like a small town folktale, you know?
Like an anti-hero, like sometimes you're a good guy and
Or the
sometimes you
mob
scare the
man.
shit out of people.
Like I'm not actively scaring people, but just like standing in odd places, you know?
Those exist already. That's
Yeah,
what
it does.
gossip is for.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about the whole like clown
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Not the recent one, the one from
The
like
recent one.
Recent?
18 months ago.
Yes, that's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Okay,
Is that
good.
recent for you?
I was just
No.
no. There
good.
could be more clowns.
I don't wanna
and I'm
think
happy
about
there
that.
haven't been.
That was terrifying.
See,
Just
I've never
clowns hanging out in parks
I've never
late at night.
I've never experienced something that like I haven't been able to look back on
Yeah.
now and go, that wasn't as creepy as I thought it
That
was
was
at the time.
really creepy.
But the clown thing, terrifying.
We had a couple on campus.
What?
Yeah.
You're a fucking psycho if you do that.
Why are you looking at me?
I thought you were gonna be like, it was me,
Silence.
Beth, and I was gonna be like,
No, but like-
yo, you're probably a crazy person.
In recent past, the creepiest stuff I've experienced, a couple of years ago, I was at work
Yeah.
and I had an overnight job type thing, and I ended up stayed up like all night
Yeah.
reading this Reddit chat
Oh.
about
Oh shit. Yeah, I remember you telling me about
it
this.
was like the story the headline of the thread was like hitchhikers and
Oh,
campers
no.
of America, what are the creepiest / scariest stories experiences you ever had kind of thing.
Ugh.
And I stayed up all night reading this shit, and there was just utterly terrifying stuff in there.
Yeah.
I've never had anything even close to those things
Yeah.
come up in my life.
One night I was
That's
walking.
good.
It is good, right?
One night I was walking from my dorm room to the RSC, this gym on campus, and I see a little kitten, and so of course I gotta stop and pet it. And so
Naturally.
yeah, and so I sit cross-legged. It just walks up, and we just start hanging out for a couple minutes. I look up, and there are two clowns.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I can't.
You're dead to me.
And it was in that.
You gotta report these things.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Good.
And I was it was that one part of campus where there's maybe
Oh, a circus tent.
no what? No.
Oh, this is where all the clowns are coming from.
There's
Perfect.
like 8 trees in like a cluster, and so it was like one might call it semi-wooded for just a tiny little area.
Yeah,
and of
like
course
a grove almost.
Yeah, and so I happened. Of
Or,
course, I had to be in that one area where there's the only
Copse
area
of
where
trees.
there's what cops?
Cops of trees.
Yeah.
COPSE. Cops. Copes. Maybe it's
Co-
cope.
Oh, I thought you were saying there are cops in the trees.
Cops and trees.
You're under arrest. I'm a tree. I'm also a cop. Fuck you.
Cop trees.
Wouldn't that be comforting at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be great. It'd be like
in this
perfect.
scenario, it would.
Cop
But why would they
trees.
be in the trees? I feel like I would be more concerned about why cops are in the trees in the first place. But
We're
yeah,
cops of trees. You're under arrest, tree. We're not concerned with your human business.
so I, of course, I put myself in between the kitten and the clowns.
I would have picked up the kitten and just like booked it out and been like, come on, kitten.
Trying to protect the kitten from the clowns. Did you say anything to them?
No, I just stood there, and then they just looked at me for a couple seconds, and then walked away.
You know, this is why I don't go anywhere without my dogs, because no one's gonna fuck with me with my dog.
I feel like standing up and being 6'3" kind of helped.
Well, yeah.
So yeah.
I don't have that power.
Right, exactly. But if you're there, I'm walking around through these trees,
Yeah.
and they appear, and I got an 80-pound dog with me. What are they gonna do? Like stare at me? I guarantee my dog is gonna win that staring contest. Like,
See, my problem with that
Yeah.
is that, like,
what's the point?
well, okay. Here,
Kitten was
hold
a
on.
plan.
Because so Zach went into like how because Zach kind of does that, and
Yeah.
and so hearing him explain it, it's easier to accept.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear it from the other side of things, where you're the person kind of being targeted,
Yeah.
it's hard to go. I accept that these people like. Again, you're talking about blurry lines, you know, of like a fun prank versus like inspiring. Like, what if you had drawn a gun on them? What, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these
Yeah,
people pulling these pranks all for fun. What if they target the wrong person and they go and they have a concealed and carry permit and they go, I don't know what's going on, but this is unnatural. Here's my fucking gun, motherfucker.
And I'm scared. Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, it's a crazy experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back to the vigilante conversation we
Yeah.
had last week. You know,
Yeah.
where there's in certain intentions happening, but it's kind of chemistry experimentation, where you're throwing different chemicals at certain unknown chemicals and not knowing necessarily
How they're
what's
gonna
going to
react.
happen.
Yeah.
You know, where you might go, how hilarious would it be if we dressed up as clowns and played on this whole like kind of trend and like go around campus at night and scare people? It'd be hilarious. But you might pick the wrong guy who might just lose. What if you had been like schizophrenic or something?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? What if
Yeah.
you'd been like prone to like certain mental disorders?
Yeah.
And you happen to be a target, and they just like left you like in a horrible state,
Oh, yeah.
right? And all of a sudden they've got to like try and comfort this person, or more likely like hit and run, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a crazy. I just don't know how. I literally don't know how I feel about
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I think around like Halloween, it's to be expected, like creepy things to happen. Like people are kind of like in that mood.
Yeah.
But like if it's the middle of summer, if it's the middle of winter,
Well, I mean, if
any
it's
time
just-
when you're not expecting something like that, it's like
Middle of the day.
yeah, the middle of the day,
anytime.
and instantly anything in the middle of the day is just like, well, it was weird,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go home. Like it's not scary.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
the middle of the night, and you're the only person. I mean, because I've walked my dogs at like midnight, just like walked around town, and it's like if me and Zach never run into each other.
Yeah, that's weird.
But like that instantly is more like alarming. But I've never had anything where like I'm walking around Orange City and like a clown appears. Or like someone's following me or something. I think one time it was the middle of the day and I was walking across the street or something, and this guy like was like talking to me as I was walking.
Ooh,
and he was on the street
weird.
and I was walking like parallel, and he was like talking to me, and he like said a couple things to me, and I like stopped and he kept walking, and I like turned and like went the other
Yeah.
way because I was like, fuck this. It's the middle of the day. I'm like by Windmill Park.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm not gonna like.
I thought we were still talking about.
No, it was
Okay.
not the middle of the night. I would have like fucking booked it home. Like I would. No way. No, it was the middle of the day. But I was like, I don't want to. If it was the middle of the night, that would have been 100 times like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is so much creepier. But it was the middle of the day, so I was like, I'm just gonna go the other way because I don't want to talk to this random stranger. Like, what the fuck?